Well, the BDA could have stepped in and solved the problem, but they have been hit by a bout of indifference. What are we talking about? It's about a road which is giving the commuters a nightmarish time.
Look at the sea of vehicles here. Such scenes are common every day on this stretch between BEL Circle and Goregunte Palya. A level crossing near Goregunte Palya is what makes vehicles take hours to pass through this 3-kilometer stretch. According to regular commuters, accidents are common as two-wheelers try to pass through the narrowest of spaces.
8 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯಿತು 8 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು ಇದು ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ನಾವು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾರಿ ಬಿಡೋದು 11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇದು 2 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟ್ರ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ 3:30 4 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬರೀ 3 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟ್ರ್ ನಾವು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ. ಭ್ರಷ್ಟ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳು ಇದನ್ನು ಯಾರೂ ಕೇರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥವ್ರಿಗೂ ಯಾರು ಈ ರೋಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಬರೀ ಇವರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವರೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೊರತು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ.
The BDA knows this issue well and planned to construct a flyover. It has been 2 years since it took up works but is yet to complete it. The traffic issue near Goregunte Palya railway gate is not a new one. The simplest way of finding a solution is to construct a flyover. Though works for the same began more than 2 years back, it is unfortunate that they are not even halfway through. Previously, the Defence Department objected to a flyover being constructed. That has been addressed. At least now, BDA has to speed up work. The dilapidated road is also causing problems to residents and traders. They are also complaining about recurring ill health. How and when will the BDA solve this issue? Maltesh, News9, Bengaluru.
What do you do when you wake up to find an unexpected visitor slithering on the floor in your house? Well, these residents chose to call the BBMP forest officials.
Officials of the BBMP Forest Department have been extra busy these past few days. The sudden showers this past week has brought with it an unpleasant surprise for the residents. Snakes. Yes, several snakes have surfaced following the unexpected rains in Bengaluru this summer. Snakes usually take shelter in tree hollows, anthills and go underground during the summer in search of cooler places. But the sudden showers have forced the snakes to resurface, which has created a lot of panic among residents. Some snakes which take shelter in stormwater drains are forced out when it showers, and many make their way into the bathrooms of unsuspecting residents. Today, BBMP officials received a call from a resident in Kothnoor. The snake is said to have entered the house in the afternoon, and the resident, who found it slithering, immediately informed the Forest Department of BBMP. The staff reached about half an hour later and got to work. It took them a while, but they finally managed to capture the reptile.
My son was coming from out, and then that's when he noticed the snake came out from the gutter, from the rainwater storm, and got into our garage. And immediately we called, I think we have a number which everybody is registered in our colony. So we called, and I think I spoke to Mohan, and he came by maybe in about 45 minutes time, and he managed to catch it. It was not a poisonous snake.
Meanwhile, there were 2 snakelets looking for shelter in Giddilahalli in another part of the city. The BBMP officials were just wrapping up at Kothnoor, then rushed to this place to capture the snakelets. They were transferred to a plastic bottle to be rehabilitated elsewhere.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಕೇಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನೈಟ್ ಇತ್ತು 2 o'clock. ಸೊ ಏನೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಜಂಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಡಾಗ್ ಕೇಜ್. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆನೆ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಅದಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದೊಂದು ಮರಿ ಒಂದು ಸಿಕ್ತು ಆಚೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಂದು ಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, 2 ಮರಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಕಾಮನ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು 2-3 ಆದರೂ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
Incidents of snakes surfacing like this is reportedly common towards the end of summer. But thanks to the unexpected rains, these BBMP officials were called into work early. KR Puram, Whitefield, Nagavara, Hebbal, Yelahanka and HBR layout are reportedly the most frequented by snakes looking for shelter in summer. According to Forest Department officials, there are about 250 species of snakes found in Bengaluru.
ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇರೋ ಜಾಗನೆಲ್ಲ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪಾಪ ಹಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಿಷ್ಟ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ, ನೀವು ಬದುಕಿ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಬದುಕಬೇಡಿ.
The BBMP staff reportedly received 25 calls every day. They immediately rushed to the spot on getting the call, but in some cases, their residents in a state of panic injure or even kill the snakes. At other times, the snakes managed to escape. But mostly the BBMP staff managed to rehabilitate the reptiles from the concrete jungle of Bengaluru to their natural habitat in the forest. Pavitra for News9, Bengaluru.
Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the governor of Kano, a state in Nigeria, today paid a visit to MS Ramaiah Hospital in Bengaluru. He was accompanied by several ministers of Kano. The governor spoke to doctors in the hospital. The Nigerian students who are pursuing studies in Gokul Educational Institute, run by Ramaiah Group of Institutions, were excited by the visit of the dignitary. He expressed gratitude for having awarded seats to the students of his country and requested authorities to set aside more seats for Nigerian students. He also signed a memorandum of understanding with MS Ramaiah Hospitals. Well, the stand-up comedy scene in Bengaluru has really gone to a new level, with many youngsters choosing it as a career option. Today, we caught up with a Norwegian in Namma City who, along with an Indian, is planning on making Bengaluru go crazy. Let's find out what they are up to.
You know, cultural exchange is an amazing thing. I once happened to live with an American family, and even to this day, every morning when I wake up, I realize how you can use tissue papers differently, and they realize how they can use water in a different way. But then if you didn't get my joke, and if I'm bad at this, let me tell you something more about cultural exchange when I make you meet somebody from India and somebody from Norway who will exchange their humor and their comic timings with each other and tell us more about that. I have with me Kannan Gill, a very popular guy online, a YouTube sensation, and Karen, who's from Norway, who's a stand-up comedian. All right, so let's start with you, Kannan.
Yes, absolutely.
Kannan, it's caught up. Now the whole rage about stand-up comedians is caught up, and you're doing so well. You're doing so well in your country. So how did this whole thing actually catch up in India?
Throughout, okay, English language stand-up is fairly recent. Let's say ballpark at around 10 years. Okay. You had people like Veerdas who took the trouble of doing comedy nights all throughout. And one of the major things was the opening of the Comedy Store in Bombay. Okay. So which gave comedy a mainstream platform. They took the trouble to build a scene, and that's gradually permeated to different cities. And now you have independent scenes, and you have in Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Calcutta, Pune. Everybody has their own stand-up comedy scene. So it's really on the rise.
You know, I'm extremely fascinated with your name, Kannan Gill. Kannan is a very Mallu or a Tamil name, and Gill is a very English name. So now again, there's a cultural exchange there.
Yes, absolutely.
What's the whole deal about?
Actually, my parents do a lot of drugs. That was one of the main reasons. So no, it's actually it's also a North Indian name. Okay. It's not the Kannan, it's just Kannan. So it's one of a very little known North Indian name. Okay. Yeah. So nobody in North India got it. They thought it was Karan, and nobody in South India gets it. They thought it was Kannan.
Right. Let's ask you, Karen. Karen, how is the stand-up comedy in your country, in Norway? How is it treated? And you're a woman. Yeah. Yes, she's a woman. What am I thinking? Okay.
When this happened?
All right. So how is it treated in your country, and how are women given freedom to actually start doing stand-up comedy?
Okay, in Norway it started in 1990, so been there for really while. But like, it's mainly guys, and I would say 90-10, or maybe it's like 85-15%, which is guys is the most. But it's a bit like, when you're younger, I think the guys kind of learn the ability to be funny, but the girls, it's not like, that's a funny girl in our class. It's like it's more the guys that is the funny one.
This is serious business, though it's a funny one. But coming up with jokes every single time, keeping the crowd on their toes, entertaining them is no joke. Absolutely. It is a joke for them, but it's not a joke for you. Yes. How do you manage to do that? I mean, what are the challenges a stand-up comedian faces to be different every single time?
It's not to be lazy is a major challenge, and how most people don't understand is stand-up comics work with a script. Okay. So you tend to cycle on and off jokes. You'll do you'll try to make them work, you get them to their peak, you do them a few times, and then you have to retire them eventually. Okay. This show specifically that we're doing right now is largely improvised. Okay. That means we get to be lazy. We don't have to come up with anything before the show. Okay. So half the show is based off suggestions from the audience, which can be very funny or very not funny. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah.
Now, you're from Norway.
Yeah.
You've been in India now. What do you think is the differences between the Indian stand-up comedians and somebody from Norway? What is like the big difference?
I think it's tricky. It's pretty similar, but in Norway it's a lot more to make fun of yourself, I think. And here it's more, it's a lot about culture and a lot about like north and south and stuff like that. But in Norway, I find I don't know, it's quite the same for the guys. There's a lot of sexual frustrated guys in India, and there's a lot of sexual frustrated guys in Norway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making fun of yourself. I'm taking note of that. I just did that at the starting of the show. So, it's a great joke. It's a great joke. How do you make, what is your plan to make the Indian crowd go mad, being a Norwegian?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak clearly. Yeah, which I already did not manage. Clearly, yeah. And I think just like have fun. I think that's the most important thing. If you don't enjoy the jokes or enjoy being on the stage, people get like,
they can see it.
Yeah. So I think me and Ken have known each other for a few weeks now and have really good time together. So I think we'll good.
You know what you should also learn?
Yeah.
The local language Kannada. Have you ever tried learning the local language Kannada?
Yeah, they know a few words.
I know.
think, yeah.
Do you want to hear?
Yeah, please go ahead.
They're all courses, I think.
Yeah, no, go ahead. We'll censor it.
Okay. Chutao opani.
Oh, that's Hindi.
Don't. What?
Okay.
I told you.
Maaf katiche.
There you go.
What is that?
Maaf katiche.
Maaf kar dijiye, sir. Maaf kar dijiye if you didn't like any content so far on this interview. Maaf kar dijiye. With camera person Sameer, this is Vivek Vinayak for News9, Bengaluru. Maaf kar dijiye.
Maaf katiche.
Maaf kar dijiye, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you stressed after working for an entire week? Here is a stress buster to soothe your mood this weekend. If you are in search of some serenity, then this could be the place to be at. Take a look at this huge fish tank. The blue striped cardinal fish are a feast to watch. This is the saffron-toned Ordana fish, which has been imported from China. These exotic fish and a host of others from around the world are part of an exhibition in the city.
It's the first time we are planning to get this in Bangalore, and this has never been happened before. So the concept here is to get the awareness of, in general public that fish keeping is something which you can make as a hobby. It's not just business. It's about the hobby what we would want to pursue. So fish keeping, pets, birds, all these things are something which can take out your out of your hectic lifetime. If you can get something out of these fishes or your pets, nothing like that.
The exhibition houses a variety of fish breeds including the East African peacock, coloured kitchlid, rainbow-coloured guppies and silver and black-lined silverfish. Also on display is the jet black-coloured black back butterfly fish along with 300 other varieties. Watching these fish reminds one of an underwater rainbow. Fish lovers cannot ask for a better visual treat.
This is really very cool. Like, I've never seen an exhibition like this. That's my first time I'm coming to an exhibition of fishes. I've seen exhibition of drawings, arts and all. This is the first time, and the fishes over here are really very colorful. They are really good and like different varieties of fish, and it's like too great to see.
The exhibition not only displays exotic fish but also has conventional breeds like flowerhorn and arowana fish. Fish ranging from ₹30 to 30,000 are all available in this exhibition, and you can take home with you the best ones you like. So if you are looking for a nice weekend outing, this could be an option. Shobha Jojiga, News9, Bengaluru.